Hello people! So today I have a new custom figure for you today, and it's not a Doctor Who figure this time. Instead we have this, which is the Flashpoint Batman figure. Or rather, the Flashpoint Batman in the style of the Dawn of Justice Batman suit. Yep, this is based on the DC comic where Batman is not Bruce Wayne, but rather his father, Thomas. And I did this in the style of the Dawn of Justice costume because, well, given how brutal that Batman was, and plus how the actor of Thomas Wayne in the film, Jeffrey D. Morgan, has said how he would like to play the Flashpoint Batman, this kind of just seems right. The base figure was a Mattel version of the Dawn of Justice Batman figure, with some slight modifications to it. For example, I've added the collar piece around the cowl, making it longer, as well as the rim at the ends. Plus I extended the collar in order to make it go upwards, as seen in the Flashpoint comic book. And plus I used a sculpting tool to add the themes in order to make it more realistic, as if all the fabric was stitched together. Next was the holsters, as this Batman uses guns. I based it on the comic book, so I made the holster shape out of milliput, added the rim at the end, so it would look like a gun would go in. And I added a little indentation to look like the button to clip the trigger guard around. And I made the strap that connected to the belt and sculpted in the buckle that attaches it to the belt. And then I made the thigh belt that goes around the figure. And I did this with both sides. Once that all dried, I painted it red, added silver for the button, and used enamel paint in order to paint the buckle to look at give it a more glossier finish to make it look more like metal. I used that same enamel paint to repaint the belt. I painted the whole thing black first, as the Batfleck costume has a black belt. Once I painted that black and all the pouches red, I took some more milliput, make a circle, and I had the buckle shape to make it look like it was clipped together in order to match the comic, and I painted that red as well. I then took some silver and dry brushed some silver on to make it look like the paint has been scraped away and worn away. I did this same for the steel toe of the boots, as the original ones weren't painted, but in the film they're meant to be bronze. So I just added the same colour and added some silver as if the paint was scraped away. I added some milliput around the legs in order to make it look like the top of the suit has been tucked into the boots to make it look a lot more baggy. Because in the animated film of Flashpoint, that's how the costume looked. Speaking of how the costume looks, I wanted to have the red circle around the logo, but I couldn't think of how to do it, so I just decided to give it a red border in order to kind of make it look kind of similar, the logo surrounded by red. And as you can see with the body, I added some dry brushing in order to bring out the seams of the suit and the muscle detail all around, as the original figure had none. Then once that was all done, I blended the milliput on the legs by painting them grey in order to try and match the costume. I also used this dry brushing technique on the face in order to make it look like grey older stubble, because Jeffrey D. Morgan is a lot older than Ben Affleck. Finally, there was the gauntlets. I took the same enamel paint and painted the knuckles the glossy red, because once again, in Dawn of Justice, the knuckles are bronze. And same for the fins. I painted them the same colour as well. But with the Flashpoint Batman, this costume only has 4 fins, 2 on each arm, where we all know Batman has 3 on each arm. So I cut them off each arm, sanded it away, and painted it black. Then I took the same glossy paint and painted the fins red. All you need next is a gun of any kind. Oh, if you're going to give it a gun, make sure you be careful on how to build it, because the finger details are really, really thick. So be careful of what you end up giving it. But make sure it's a revolver in either case. This revolver was from the Arrow Deathstroke figure. And so here is my Dawn of Justice style Flashpoint Batman figure. And I really hope you enjoyed it. It was quite a simple custom to make, The figure was quite cheap, so I put two and two together and decided to make it. Please thumbs up the video, leave a comment or all that other fun stuff. I bid you a good day.